Today I'm looking at this VW T2 Bayfront 1973. This is a vehicle I've worked on for many years. Customer's been all around the country in it, the UK. She had it relayed back when it broke down somewhere in the south coast, and it's not running right. It's got no power. The RAC didn't know what was wrong with it apparently, but straight away what I found out is that the exhaust is hanging. I think a couple of bolts are broke and the gaskets have all gone, long gone. But not only that, there's an ominous chuff. I don't know if you can hear it on the video. And this side, like chip, 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 chip. Hoping that's just manifold gaskets. If not, I think it may be the cylinder head. Now this vehicle has got two twin choke carbs on it. That's a 2 litre VW air cooled, but I don't remember seeing massive carbs like this except on a Ford Targa, the old style Ford Targa. But I've never really worried about that. I've always just fixed the problem that it's had and sent her on her way again. So I think the next protocol is I've ordered some gaskets to the exhaust. So I'm going to get that off, and then I'm going to get the compression tester out and see what that's going to tell us about the pressure, and potentially find out what this chuffing noise is on this side. Tip, 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 tip. I've had a quick check of the vacuum pipe, there's nothing there, or a breather, so I definitely think it's something over this side, and I suspect it's a head gasket. So the compression tester will tell us what's going on. Right, this is obviously pretty straightforward. Taken off the exhaust pipe from the heat exchangers. When I say the exhaust, I mean the rear silencer. Just something I thought I might mention. With bolts like this vehicle's over 50 years old, you do get a lot of build up of rust and stuff there. So what I tend to do is turn it a few times and then knock it back. And you'll find if you don't do that, then it gets tighter and tighter as the rust and grime builds up underneath the nut. So doing it like that, turn it back a little bit, just the same as you would with a tap and die. Every so often give it a little wiggle about, and that just keeps it turning. Now unfortunately with this one, it's so close to the heat exchanger that you can't get the end of a ratchet or ring spanner on there. And this one here is particularly tight. I can already feel it tightening up there, so give it a wiggle backwards and then it starts to move again. In fact, that's quite a good demonstration there, because that's, see, it's kind of locked, see? Turn it back and forwards a few times and that gets it going again. Obviously plenty of penetrating oil. I've been using this WD-41. It's new to me, so I can't really say much about it yet. If you've got the luxury of time, then do it the day before. Go back every so often and keep giving it a go. We're going to come to a point soon where I can't do it anymore, because it's going to be hitting the heat exchanger, which means I've got to go up the top. which fortunately you can get to relatively easily here. Having said that, no you can't, because it's deep in. That's a shame. So I'm going to go off now and find a smaller profile 13mm spanner, and then I can get these to a point where I can get them all the way off and bring that off. Right, that's the last of them off. Now, one thing I noticed with this is it doesn't sit very well against the flange there, so it's hardly surprising that the gasket has blown itself to pieces. But I'm not sure how the nuts ended up halfway down with a big gap like that. But so I'm just going to have a look to see if that's because of the gaskets blown or because the flange is all rusted up. I have to keep that right straight. I've got my knee under it to stop it. No, yeah, the gaskets are not. The gaskets are not damaged, but obviously been blown severely. And I can see here that there's quite a bad edge that is built up from rust. So there's a number of things that could be done with that. I can straighten this off with a block and some emery cloth. I could just throw it all back together with some exhaust paste and 2 gaskets, but I think I'll flatten these off first. It's going to take a couple of days to get the parts, because we don't have a dealer around here that does old V-dub stuff, so I'm going to have to order it online. I mean, actually there's not much wrong with that, but if this was on the side of the road and I was fixing it, I would just wash that up with a load of gear, put some extra washers on the nuts to make sure it holds tight. But because it's here, I can sort that out a bit better and then go from there. Right, I've already done the others and they were all good. I thought I'd just show you what's happening here. This is the nearest cylinder on the near side. Okay, give it a spin till I say stop. Stop. Thank you. As you can see, absolutely no compression whatsoever in that cylinder. Now, of the cylinders, the one on the right hand side back there, the offside front, was reasonable. I think it was about 100. The one on the offside, the offside rear was about 100. The offside front was about 80. The one at the back on the left, near side, that was very good at 125. So they're all quite varied, but they all had some compression. But this one's got 0. So if it was slightly going up and down, I would say something wrong with the piston rings or something like that. But because it's 0, that's either a catastrophically failed head gasket, which I doubt, or it's the valve too tight, or something's happened to the valve system. So that's the next thing I'm going to check. Right, prepare for some wobbly camera footage, because I can't get a tripod anywhere near it. But this is the cylinder in question. Now, when I try this one, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's got some clearance, but I can tell from experience there's not very much. That one has got nothing. So, because the valve is being held open, that's why there's, yeah, some on there, nothing on there. So that's why there's no compression. Now, because they're all odd compressions all over the place, we're ranging, I'm going to do all the tappets of the whole engine and then I'm going to compression test that, especially that one again, and see if that's made a difference. Hopefully the customer hasn't driven it for too long. If they have, then there's a good chance that they might have burnt the valve, and then the head's going to have to come off and it becomes a whole thing. But I'm hoping that all, and I'm sure they're hoping, that all that's happened is that's gone tight. I'm not sure why that would have gone tight. It's not loose. The adjuster's not loose at all. And any wear, I would have suggested it would have gone loose rather than tight. But anyway, we'll give it an adjust and see if it gives us our compression back. Right, now I've done that, and it's the moment of truth. Let's see if we've got any compression in the cylinder. Okay, go on then. Stop! So, at least we've got something. Not 125 like the one next to it, or even 100 or so on the other side of the engine, but we've got something. So that's better off than we were before. Right, everything's back together. The exhaust is back on. I've also put helicals in the gearbox mounting that was hanging apart, which was not helping. Let's give it a go and see if it works. Aha! This accelerator pedal is kiboshed. I'm going to have to do something with that. But it's running quite well, considering how far it's probably been driven on 3 cylinders. Hopeful, and the variable compression ratios that I've got from each cylinder, varying I should say. Now, unusual about this car is enormous twin choke Delortos on each side. Now, I don't think that the 1971 Volkswagen T2 bay front came with a 2-litre engine. According to my auto data, it only started a 2-litre engine in 1975. So this is probably a 1975 engine, possibly from a Porsche Targa, as I said before, but who knows. But I know it certainly wouldn't have come with 2 twin Delortos. And as I told the customer, it might accelerate like a dingbat, but you won't go any faster because of the gearbox ratio. So without changing that, you haven't really gained much except for rocket acceleration and a lot of fuel consumption. Well, that's me done on this one now, apart from fixing the accelerator cable. So another happy customer. Cheers.